Hello, and welcome to another day on the channel. My name is RNGesus, and today we'll be doing some Kaldheim Premier Draft now that it's in the home area for Arena. So, this is just a flashback to some old sets. It's not even that old, it's like maybe a year and a half ago. But yeah, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit like and subscribe button. And without further ado, let's jump into the draft and see what we open. So our rare for pack 1 pick 1 is a really strong one with Elvish Warmaster. If you don't remember what this does, it basically, whenever another elf enters, you create elf token, and you can use Elvish Warmaster to pump your elf team and give that death touch. So this is a really strong card, especially with an elf theme in the set. There's also changelings to help make it easier to get elves. But yeah, Elvish Warmaster is just going to be the pick here. Other strong cards are like Shepherd of the Cosmos, I've liked a lot. The lands are pretty good just because utility pieces. Gladewalker, Mass Vandal are both really good. But we'll just take the Warmaster. Shimmerdrift Vale is also a pretty decent land. You want to pick up like maybe a few snow lands, especially in green, just because the fact that there's a lot of snow synergies and like just incidental value with snow lands. And here we get past a Doomscar. I'm surprised the person passed it just for the fact that Doomscar is pretty powerful. And not only that, they took a common, because there are still 3 uncommons in the pack. Like, I see why they would have tried to avoid taking a 2-color uncommon, but these are all really powerful. Agar the Freezing Flame, Doomscar. I think the pick here is probably, like, just the most powerful card in the pack, which is Doomscar. Because, like, this can be, like, maybe like a 4 for 1, even, like, a 4 for 2. Just always good. Okay, what's going on with this draft? These are, like, bomb-level cards. Waking the Trolls, you destroy a land, you put that land onto the battlefield, and then you create like 2 trolls, which are still really good. So you put them behind, you ramp yourself, and you can also help with snow mana. Something's off with this draft. I mean, I can see trying to avoid it pack 1 pick 1 just because it's 2 colors, like I said for the pack 2, but it's still super good. And now we're getting past Behold the Multiverse. Herald, if we want to do the elf stuff still. We could just go like red-green. Try and stray into that. Like take a Mass Vandal. Even Rune Crown, if you can pick up a rune, is really good. We could try and do snow, take a snow-covered mountain early and try and wheel something. And then we can, like, do white splash for Doomscar. Might be hard, though. I'll just take Herald. Maybe splash Waking. Looks like green might be a little light. But that's a second Agar, so somebody's going to be happy in those colors. Death Knell is a elf, so is Elvish Elderleaf Mentor. Do we care about Death Knell? Like, it's cool and all, works well with equipment and stuff, but do you want to just take a 2/2 for 2? It's not really exciting. We'd much rather take, like, a Behold the Multiverse. Just take the best cards in the pack, and now we get past a Dwarven Hammer. I like Dwarven Hammer a lot, just for the fact that this literally turns anything into a threat, and it comes with a threat. Lit Jara Mural Lake is also really good. I think just early we want to take just the best cards in the packs, and see what's open. Narfi, Betrayer King, just take a Snowland here, since nothing's too exciting in this. Plus, having just like incidental snowlands are similar to like Waste. If you guys have played with that set, what is it called? I can't remember. Here, there's a Seize the Spoils. That's really good for splashing stuff. We want to do that. There's a Berg Strider as well. And a Mistwalker. So, if we take Seize the Spoils, what will that do? It can help us splash stuff and help us ramp into our Waking the Trolls. Turn 4 Waking is pretty good. Actually, never mind, that's turn 5 Waking, but it's still pretty good. And it seems like red's decently open. Got Dwarven Hammer, Seize the Spoils, and we got past Waking the Troll. Although, I'm not sure we're going to get as much red coming back, for the fact that we just passed 2 Agars. Yeah, I think the red, if we grab the Agar pack 2, I think this deck would be looking like a red-blue giant deck. But at the moment, it's just looking like a pile and just a mess at the moment. But we'll see what's open. And here we wheel the Surtland Frostpire, a Shimmerdrift Veil, and a Guardian Gladewalker. Guardian Gladewalker's fine, like a 2/2 for 2 is fine. But I think I just take the Veil. Fits in any deck, helps fix our mana, and oh my god, it's still here. Why is this still here? Okay. I guess we're moving into Giants. Because this should not be allowed. Why is this allowed? This is a very powerful card that draws a bunch of cards, turns your excess damage, even like a slight amount, into hard draw. If you have like a trample creature, on, like a giant like Cinderheart, you can like deal 1 extra damage to a creature that's like chump blocking or something to draw an extra card. But yeah, I'm so confused. I have many problems with this draft, considering the fact that we have 3 rares in pack 1 and they're all really good. Board Wipe, Waking, and Elvish Warmaster. And we wheel the Behold... Yeah, okay, we know the open colors. The open colors are red and blue. Nothing really here. Raven Form's playable, and Haggai Mob. Pack 2, Battle for Betragard. We do not care about this card. What do we care about? Axguard Cavalry. Depart the Realm. I mean, a 2-mana bounce spell isn't terrible. Disdainful Stroke is fine. Undersea Invader I'd rather not take, but I think I'll take the Axguard Cavalry. Like, just having something that gives anything haste is really powerful. And now we can take a Squash, easy peasy, over a Bloodline Pretender or a Littjara Kinseeker, or even like just a random land. If we were main green, Glittering Frost would be really nice, but Squash is just so good, especially with Agar. Because 6 damage is a lot, and you're most of the time dealing excess damage with this. So being able to kill a creature and then replace it is super powerful. Sadly, we didn't wheel that second Agar, though, but one can dream. There's only so much luck that can happen. And now we get a Giant's Amulet. Oh, that is Fira's Retribution. This is super powerful. 4 mana 4/4 Angel Token with Flying and Vigilance. That's already a Sarah's Angel for 4. But then it also gives your angels the ability to destroy creatures. And then Double Strike. That's just too many words on a single card. Other card would just be Depart the Realm or Shimmerdrift Veil, or even the Rimewood Falls, since we could use a mana fixing. But Giant's Amulet's really good. Honestly, the Rimewood Falls there would be great pickup. But here, looking like we're taking another Squash or a Crush the Weak. How much do we care about Crush the Weak? Like How much does it hurt us? Not terribly. Like X-Guard Cavalry, Dwarven Hammer. That's it. We'll just take the Squash. Good removal. Like, even casting it for 5 mana is still pretty decent. Okay, now we get another Crush the Weak. Or we take the Notvold Slumber Mound. Helps with waking the trolls a lot. Do you care? I'm sure one of the Crush the Weeks are going to wheel, so we can just take the Slumber Mound. The lands in this set are surprisingly picked fast. Like Shimmerdurf Vale, the snow lands that tap for 2 mana. Just because there's an entire archetype that cares about snow lands, and there's just a bunch of incidental value from them. Basalt Ravager. That's really good, but I think we just take the Fjord here just to keep our mana fixed. Because if we're going to splash something, we need some good mana fixing. And here, there's a Tuscari Firewalker and an Augury Raven. I like taking the Raven just for the fact that our 3-drop slot's getting a little clumped up. But then again, these are basically 2-drops because of Foretell. Tuscari Firewalker. Actually, with all of our high-end stuff, I think it's going to be hard to get too much value from that Tuscari Firewalker. Here, we could take an Immerstrom Raider. But I think we'd rather just have some interaction with Depart the Realm. Just getting that nice value with our Behold the Multiverses, and having some interaction to back it up is really good. And now we can take a threat with Undersea Invader over Disdainful Stroke. Honestly, I like Disdainful Stroke in this set just for the fact that there's a lot of like stuff you can hold up at instant speed with Foretell. Depart the Realm, Behold the Multiverse, it works, Squash, it all works really well. Run Ashore, do we care about that? I don't think so. With Jara Kinseeker, I mean, it turns into a giant, so there's a chance that we run that if we get enough giants. I don't think we need a second Depart. But yeah, the deck is looking really sweet right now. We've got good card draw, we've got good removal, we've got good threat. Basically, we're just rounding out the curve here. And do we want a Pilfering Hawk to help just fix our mana? Or fix our just cards in hand? I'll take another Cinderheart Giant. It could be fun. And that's another Behold the Multiverse. Wow. No one respects the Behold. And Disdainful Stroke. Good pickup. Pack 3. We get a land that we do not care about, but we also get a Frostpire Arcanist. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for an instant sorcery card with the same name as a card in your graveyard, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. And it also costs 1 less if you control a giant or wizard. So this is really good for the fact that we already have 2 Squashes and 3 Beholds. So it's easy to get like another copy into the graveyard. So, plus it's a 5-drop, help round out the curve. My guy, you could have had 2 Waking the Trolls. These are so good. I would love to take this Highland Forest, but we can't pass this up, right? This thing is just so good. At least I remember it being good. Like, destroy a land, so it could, like, ruin a snowed land's, like, mana base. Put it onto your battlefield, so it could even fix you mana, if they're playing similar colors. And then you just create an army, and they don't even enter tapped. So yeah, that's just so much value. This is looking more like a 4-drop. Do we have any wizards early? Actually, it's just Agar right now that's early, so... We're gonna need some better early game with, like, giants and stuff. And a Berg Strider or a Craven Hulk. Both of those are good. Bergstrider works well with all of our snowlands. And Craven Hulk doesn't really do much on defense. But I think we need to round out the curve and take the Craven Hulk. Carfell, Harbinger. We'd rather just take the Replicating Ring, to be completely honest. Or even just the land. Replicating Ring is nice for the fact that it helps ramp us into our 5 and 6 and 7 drops. But I think we take the Snowland. Actually, do we care about the one forest versus the normal forest? No, I don't think so. Just take the Replicating Ring. And now we get punished because we're past another Replicating Ring without anything else we want in the pack. Well, that sucks, but what can you do? Here, just take a Shimmerdrift Veil to fix our mana. And this deck is looking pretty sweet. My one complaint is that we don't do too much early, but this format's pretty slow in the first place, with everyone foretelling cards turn 1, or sorry, not turn 1, turn 2. Either that, or they're playing a 2-drop and they're an aggro deck. And in that case, we just cry. So this is basically a 5-drop, so is this. So this is what our curve is currently looking like, and a Glimpse the Cosmos is really good. Sorry, Seize the Spoils, but I'll take a Glimpse. Provoke the Trolls, I don't really like. Would just rather take a Seize the Spoils here. Help get our ramp on. Help us get to our 5 and 6 drops earlier. And another Augury Raven. Another thing about taking another Seize the Spoils is that it helps with our Frostpire Arcanist, so it has more things to find copies of. So, cuts are looking like... Rune of Flight is fine. Like, Haggai Mob. It's just pretty medium. Rune of Flight, what will that help us with? Not much, actually. Just a cantrip that we can throw into an amulet. Actually, we have two equipment. Rune of Flight could be good. Dwarven Reinforcements are always pretty good. And then the rest of these packs should have nothing. So, all in all, draft went pretty well. Got a lot of good card draw, got a lot of good interaction. Probably can cut the Raven form, to be completely honest, since we already have, like, double Squash and a Bounce Spell and Counter Spell. Run Ashore we don't want to play. Sadly, we didn't get any Frostbites for 1-mana interaction, but that's fine. And we wheel the 3rd Seize the Spoils. That is amazing. Deck ended up pretty nice. Probably want to even just run one force, considering the fact that even though we have 2 double green cards, we have 2 Shimmerdrift Veils, we're going to have 1 forest, a Replicating Ring, and 3 Seize the Spoils. So we can get more greedy with our mana base. We can cut the Lajara Kinseekers. Works well with the Dwarven Reinforcements, though. Cut 1 Augury Raven. Yeah, I cut 1 Raven. 1 Cinderheart Giant. No, that's kind of our win conditions. Actually, we had Dull Waken the Trolls, so Cinderheart can go. We can cut 1 of those lands for another mountain. This deck definitely wants to be 16 lands. Or it's not 16, 17. This deck 100% wants to be 17 lands just because of how high its curve is, and we want to hit land drops for Waking the Trolls anyway. We'll cut the Dwarven Reinforcements. It's fine, but I think we have better stuff to do with our foretell. And then final cut, maybe the Craven Hulk, since it can't really block very easily. But then it also adds a decent amount of pressure onto board. Let's cut the Rune of Flight. Even though we have 2 equipment, I don't feel like it's worth the slot. But yeah, this will be the final form of the deck. Giant's Amulet, we've got some nice equipment with Dwarven Hammer and Giant's Amulet. This is like kind of the real curve I'm going to move it to, because of foretell and all of how that's broken and all. So yeah, these are all of our 2-drops. We've got some counter magic with Disdainful Stroke, Depart the Realm, Glimpse the Cosmos, and Behold the Multiverse for some card draw. Augury Raven is just a good flyer. Axe Guard for powerful haste. Agar, just really powerful card. Replicating Rings and Seize the Spoils help ramp us into our top ends. And we got some good top ends, including Removal Spell, Card Draw, and then big dumb beaters. But yeah, that is the deck. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It means a lot. And without further ado, let's jump into our game 1 and see how the deck goes. This hand is super slow, but I'm gonna risk it and try and draw a 2-drop or something. Kids, do not do this at home. Do not try this at home. This is a bad hand, but I want to have some fun. I've got my cool card in hand. I've got a 5 and a 6 and a 7. That's my curve. Let's lead off with our tap land. Green. And now we can name red with this. Just get our tap lands out of the way. Foretell a card, please. Ooh, they are foretell, so they want to anyway. We have all the snow mana. Actually, I think this is all of our snow sources. They're just digging with Glimpse. I'm fine with that. Discard Island. That will get us to Waking the Trolls and an extra turn early. And they're missing lands, so Waking the Trolls just basically kills them. Give them the good game. Because they know what's going to happen at this point. They're on 1 land, we're on 5, about to be 6, and then about to get an army of trolls. This is why Waking the Trolls is so good, especially if they get behind like this and start missing land drops. You can just absolutely deck the floor with them. But honestly, it's surprising. They're 12 cards in and still only have 2 lands. I mean, the slow strat worked, even though we didn't draw anything until turn 4 to play. Just because they had to keep drawing cards and trying to get out of it. Good game. On to round number 2. This hand looks pretty good. I'll keep. This is a solid hand. We can find our 3rd land with Glimpse. Didn't work with our last opponent, but it'll probably work for us. Analytics and all that. Ooh, we even draw a land. That's nice. Let's foretell a Raven. Because now we don't really have that pressing need. Ooh, they have Invasion of the Giants. That is really good. I think once they get the next giant spell cast, we're going to have to hold up Disdainful Stroke. Name... I think the correct thing to name is blue, even though green is our missing color. Just for the fact that if we don't draw a land next turn, we have to Glimpse, and if we find an untapped land, that means we can hold Disdainful Stroke. It doesn't matter what untapped land, so I think the correct thing to name is blue. Plus, we don't have a pressing need for green yet. They reveal Basalt, Rager, or Ravager. Well, that's a pretty good card. Ooh, they're splashing black. Or they may be also black. Yikes. That's another invasion, another card drawn. Okay, we have to Glimpse for a land. And this is why I wanted to play on blue, because we didn't find a blue source in there. So now we're able to hold up Disdainful Stroke and Depart the Realm. They reveal the same Rager. Another invasion. Like, dude, you didn't need to take all of them. Let's try and hit a land drop. Cast Seize the Spoils, discarding Giant's Amulet. Yeah. Ooh. That's not good. This is no bueno. And they also hit me for another 2 damage. So we're at 14. Yeah, triple invasion of the Giants. What is this? Standard back in the day? On the plus side, they have been able to make use of the 3rd chapter for both of these invasions, which is really good. Poison the Cup. Sure. Okay, play something big, please, so we can Disdainful Stroke it. Frostfire Arcanist, thank you. No more extra card draw for you, and we find our green source. Perfect. Let's foretell some cards. Maybe foretelling the Depart of the Realm wasn't really worth it. They cast Craven Hulk. Basalt Rager. We can just Depart the Realm the Craven Hulk, and then we're 1 less damage. We find a land, that's pretty good. But we'll just squash this to remove the pressure. Back into the Lantern with you. They replay the Craven Hulk. And foretell a card. We'll seize the spoils. And Waking the Trolls is a nice one to see. Even though we're not ahead on mana by any accounts. Agar, that's a good draw. This will allow us to cast Glimpse from the graveyard now. Squash is cheap. But I'm sure they have removal, considering the fact that they've only used 1 removal spell in Scryed 6. Ooh, yikes, this is painful. Ruin of Flight, yeah. This is a problem. No blocks. Let's see, how do we deal with this? Step 1 is probably looking for answers. I mean, a big giant's sort of an answer. This takes their entire turn and we just die in the air, so we gotta squash this. And now we have to pray that they don't have anything. Any removal spell. There's a few things that kill me. Let's just hope that they don't have it. Run amok, that's one of them. Good game. The triple invasion of the Giants, just let them curve out so smoothly, and they all replace themselves. Yeah, GG's. On to the next game. Hand looks good. We can foretell Depart the Realm turn 2. Agar turn 3. Or Seize, depending on whatever we want to do. Got some nice top ends. But first we are going to have to draw our spells, or lands and stuff, to cast our top ends. There we go, land. Let's discard the Undersea Invader, since that's probably the weakest of our giants here. Ooh, but they had counter magic. Luckily for us, we still have a land. Frostpire will be able to buy back Seize. And we even draw a land too. Sweet. Grab a Seize the Spoils. Pass the turn. Giant's Amulet. We can bounce the token if they attack with it, so I'm kind of fine with this. Seize the Spoils, discarding Craven Hulk. Perfect, we hit a land. And Axguard Cavalry is really good when we have a Cinderheart Giant. And a notable thing, Cinderheart Giant gets around Hexproof for the fact that it doesn't target. So the Giant's Amulet will not be safe. Or any creature under Giant's Amulet will not be safe if Cinderheart Giant dies. Do they have Saw It coming again? No, they do not. Let's give this thing haste and smack him. No removal. Good to know. We'll pass the turn. No counter magic, no removal. I wonder what they have. Behold, good card to draw. Swing with a Cinderheart. Kill the Wood Giant. That's actually pretty neat trick. Sure, that happens. I'll keep it on top. And then we can bounce this. Cast Behold. I like both of these. And now we can foretell a card too. They replay Giant's Amulet. Repay the mana for it. And we draw a forest. Pretty good. Cinderheart Giant round 2. We'll even swing with the Frostpire Arcanist. Like, if they want to just kill the Frostpire, that's fine. Do we... No, gameplay... Auto-assign combat damage off. Perfect. We'll do 1 extra damage to the Giant. Oh wait, never mind. Agar's dead. Dang it. Well, that sucks. They killed Agar right before we could do the thing. Oh well. Now we have a 3/3 flyer in the air, so I think we're doing pretty good. But the Kinseekers with the Dwarven Reinforcements, like I was saying during Deck Tech, is pretty good. Luckily, they're out of cards. We're forced away from activating Slumber Mound and getting a 4/4. So we'll start smacking them in the air. And keep playing land, specifically for waking the Giants. Actually, maybe we should be holding them in case Seize the Spoils. Or, not waking the Giants, waking the Trolls. Because we've only drawn 2 of our 3 Seize the Spoils. Yeah, we'll hold it from here. And unless they find something, they're dead. Bergstrider. That will slow it down. Slow us down for an extra 2 turns, so they get to live for a bit. Behold the Multiverse. Good draw. Dwarven Hammer. I like to see that. Pay the 2. Give it haste. And this will force them to block with a Litjara Kinseeker. Even 2 of them. although it doesn't matter. And then we pass. Good game. Dwarven Hammer just turning anything into a threat, and our Augury Raven coming online next turn. Just too much to handle. Good game. On to the next one. This hand is super, super slow. I think this is the limit where I have to mulligan. And this is one land, so we'll mulligan again. Yeah, this is not good. Not only do we have to find a blue source, but we want some early game as well. Or else we might get run down by an aggro deck, as we're seeing right now. Blood Sky Berserker. Luckily no land. This might be a game we lose, just for the fact that the double mulligan. I don't think our super slow hand would have done much anyway. Seize the spoils. I mean, glad they're just doing that instead of actually... Never mind, they level up their Blood Sky Berserker. Yeah, this is not looking good. But on the plus side, now we have Depart the Realms at the ready. So we can just bounce their Blood Sky, reset it. We'll just get rid of this Blood Sky, prevent the damage, since we're kind of right now behind. Next turn we can get a 5-1, but not sure how great that does against a Menace creature and a First Striker. We need some board presence, so here we go. I'm really sad that we didn't wheel either of those Crush the Weeks. I'm surprised. Because they would have been perfect in our deck. I just thought they would wheel, because red-blue seemed to be super open. Kind of the only color that really wants the Crush the Weeks. Like, red-green has the early creatures as well. Red-white is an aggro deck. Red-black is an aggro deck. Yeah, red-blue is the only one that really wants Crush the Week, so surprising. Carter. Well, looks like they're gonna hold back their Fearless Pup. It's gonna die anyway, so might as well just kill an Axguard Cavalry, I guess. I think we have to play this right now. Oh, we don't have another blue source. I'm an idiot. I mean, I think we're just dead anyway. Like, there's not much we can do against an aggro deck with nothing until, like, turn 5 with a double mulligan. Just a bit of unluckiness. On to the next game. Hand looks good. We've got interaction, card draw to find our colors. Hand looks good. At least we won't get stomped by an aggro deck like last game. And we have double blue for the amulet this time as well. Round 5. Let's see what we're dealing with. Okay, they lead off with a plains and pass. Should be fine. Foretell. With a bit of aggro mixed in. Nico Eris. That's not great for us. Well, yeah, that's the thing. They're gonna continue minusing getting shards and getting cards from that, so... I guess Fjord... foretell another behold, or cast a behold on their turn. I like just casting a fjord. Or not fjord, not casting the fjord, just casting the multiverse. They create another shard, as expected. I like drawing a land. Although, maybe a bit too many lands. Well, Replicating Ring and Foretell Behold. The longer this game goes, the better, especially with Replicating Ring and all this card draw. Whew. Gain 4 life. Nice.
We fight well together.
They don't choose any creature. It's time to squash this Nico before it gets any more card draw. Let's hope they don't have any Sot comings. Nope, just sacking a shard. This Beskier Shieldmate's been so annoying.
I learned a lot today.
What do you have in Foretell? I know you want to cast one of them with the mana that you got. Just gonna crack their shard, I guess? This is just an upgraded clue, right? With an extra scry attached. Yeah, just an upgraded clue. Okay, they foretell another card. Into another Defies Destiny. Wow. Frostpire Arcanist. That's nice, but right now I think we just want to get this Giant's Amulet into play and be able to basically avoid counter magic because we don't really have to invest too much mana until it hits the battlefield, and the instant hexproof just is a great way to prevent them doing any sneaky shenanigans. Well, they're going to be able to cast Behold the Multiverse a few times. Doomscar Oracle, sure thing. By the way, we didn't foretell a second Behold the Multiverse. Instead, we're just holding up the ability to cast Behold, because we also want the ability to cast Depart the Realm if we need to. Plus, looking at new cards is always good. Waking the Trolls. I like seeing that, especially when they're only on one white source. Well, time for Waking. We hold up double blue. We represent Counterspell. Are they going to crack a shard in hopes of finding Disdainful Stroke? Well, they don't keep it, so that's good. Perfect. recast Behold. And then pass, hold up, depart. They basically have a bunch of lands at all times. They're going to be able to play land drops every turn. With like 8 cards in hand right now. Damn, this man's been drawing cards like non-stop. I've cast 2 Beholds fairly. They haven't. Ooh. I think this is a good chance to just bounce it back to their hand. Prevent them from drawing a card. And also prevents them from gaining 2 life. Also, they might have some Rune synergy as well, so I kind of just want to avoid that. We grab their land, cast Frostpire, and grab a Squash. And we'll just cast Undersea Invader. Just get some sort of pressure started. Yep, Behold the Multiverse for a 3rd time. They like both cards on top. Usher of the Fallen, sure. Honestly, this looks like an aggro white deck that's splashing blue for card draw to keep it running. Perfect. No interaction from them. Full tap out. Which means Undersea Invader is going to be a problem. And don't forget the 2 trolls that we have. Swing with Undersea. And our giant token. I like doing that, especially with Squash. It makes their blocks really hard. Because we know we have one. They know we have one removal spell, so blocking is just a pain. Let's glimpse. Grab. Let's. Do we care about Augury Raven? Let's just grab the Augury Raven. I like a not Volt Slumber Mound, just try and keep them off their white sources. And I'll foretell Behold the Multiverse this time, instead of holding up Squash. I don't think we need to, considering that they've drawn so many cards and still haven't done anything. Maybe it would be better, actually, if since they've drawn so many cards that we want to hold up Squash, but I don't think it will matter too much. Like, their color isn't famous for haste or anything like that. And if they just keep casting Doomscar Oracles, that's fine by me. Cast Seize the Spoil, discarding Seize the Spoils. Play a Forest, perfect. And let's blow up their next white source. Swing in the air, swing, swing, and swing. Oh, sorry. There we go. Again, holding up Squash is making blocks hard. I don't think we actually save that. It's just a troll. And now we're starting to apply pressure. We're getting more cards, although we're getting a little thin on deck. 14 cards left. You have to start being a little careful of that. Igna, Runide. That's probably a Squash-worthy target, considering that if we attack with, like, a bunch of creatures, they're gonna just block with a bunch and draw 3 cards. which we do not like. Ooh, they scry all 3 to the bottom. That's surprising. Bottom both lands. Come on, Waking the Trolls. Cast Agar. Cast Squash. So we draw an extra card and just a Craven Hulk. These attacks are still fine, and they just take it all. Cool. We pass the turn. And we've only cast 1 Waking the Trolls this game, right? Yeah. And let's see, we saw 3 cards, we saw another 3 cards, we scryed 2 to the bottom. So it's just in these 1, 4. So we also scry more to the bottom? Nope, does not look like it. Glad 2 lands are our last 2 cards rather than anything else. But that's not great. Well, I was about to say we're going to move to combat, but that works too. On to the next game. But I kind of want to see what they have in Foretell. Let's see. I saw it coming and behold the multiverse. Yeah, that saw it coming came a while late. On to the next game. Here, this hand looks good. We'll keep early interaction, late interaction, card draw, win conditions. Like it a lot. Another Giants player. They discard a Kinseeker, fine by me. We'll just foretell an Augury Raven. Because a 3/3 flyer is pretty solid. They just foretell a card. Ooh. Hopefully we draw a land next turn. Otherwise, things are looking pretty bad. If they just foretell a card and pass, I am happy with that, especially if they miss a land drop. Ooh, they miss a land drop like us. We'll move to combat and swing with the Raven. They might have their own Depart the Realm. And we'll just foretell our Behold the Multiverse and pass, so we can guarantee land drops next turn. They cast Seize the Spoils, discarding Raven form. And they hit their land drop, so not great. We draw Behold. That's nice, but we need to try and hit our lands. There we go, that's a land. Just foretell Behold. And pass the turn. Now, what do you have, OP? You keep hitting a land drop, so you're bound to cast something eventually. But no, nothing. Well, we hit our land drop, so I'm just gonna foretell another behold. We're winning this race, so I can just sit and wait. Try and hit our land drops, play a reactive game. Undersea Invader. Yep, that is Disdainful Stroke worthy. This also makes them sacrifice their treasure too, which is pretty good. Mystic Reflection. Do they have Dwarven Reinforcements? Nice. I respect that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But here we will just play a Craven Hulk and pass a turn. They play a Kinseeker. This is a Dwarf Rogue, Bird, and Demon Berserker. So it just is a 2/4 if we bounce a Raven. I like this play. Ooh, they're swinging with the Raider? I was about to say, I could just eat it. But we'll trade. Run amok. That explains why they were considering attacking with the Raider. Well, let's try and hit a land drop here. We hit our land drop, so we can pass. This can't block alone, though, but hopefully they don't remember that part of the text. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to squash a bunch of creatures. They play their own Craven Hulk. Come on. Yeah, they don't see it. Perfect. We can squash that and behold the multiverse. Do I care about the forest? No, not really. We don't have either of our things yet, and we have replicating rings and stuff in the deck. Cast a ring. Cast an amulet. Pay to convert the amulet. And we pass. They have one card foretold, so still one spell left. The question is, what is it? Dwarven Reinforcements. Sure thing. Like, this can't block alone, but this thing is hexproof, so they can't really stop this, and this probably means another run amok. So if we do this, run amok will give +3/+3 to the Kinseeker, but it won't trample. And we lose our board. But if we block here and here, they do it on the Craven Hulk, and we still have a creature to block. Yeah, I like this. There's the run amok. And now I can play a Cinderheart Giant. Hold up, squash. up Squash and pass the turn. They create their first treasure with Vault Robber. I believe, yeah, if I remember correctly, for dwarfs, their kind of like history has been that when like they create a treasure or something, it's passed through the generations, not buried with the dead. So I'm a little confused with the flavor text here, because historical accounts, I believe, say like, or not historical, but like what is it called? Like, I want to say lore, more or less. Basically state that they pass that down through generations. I want to say even like D&D says so. But that's just me being a D&D nerd. But yeah, we'll blow up a land, play a land, equip Cinderheart. And if we swing, is that worth it? No, we'll just win with Waking the Trolls. We don't have to swing. We have 2 more lands than them at the current moment. 3 more once we bring back their fjord. And we can still hold, and we're still holding up Squash. Shimmerdrift Veil is good. Let's seize the spoils, discarding it though. Like, it could be nice, but I think we'd rather seize. Plus, we're probably going to draw a land anyway. See? Drew a land. Cast Agar, and then we can hold up Undersea Invader. One more turn, and then we can swing with our Cinderheart Giant. What did you draw, OP? You're looking at my Agar and my Craven Hulk, seeing if you have lethal. Rune of Flight. I probably should have just squashed that right there. Yeah, now we lose an extra troll, but that's fine. We can still just squash the Craven Hulk. Give them a sad face. We'll kill it now. Draw a card. And now we get a whole lot of trolls. And another Waking. That's just basically game. Swing with Cinderheart and Craven Hulk. Even Agar? Nah, not with Agar. And they concede to the trolls. Good game. Whew. On to the next game. Here for, I think, round 7, I will keep. Lead off with a Slumber Mound for obvious reasons. Ooh, Black Rain. That's elves, right? Yeah, that's elves. Just lead off with an X-Guard Cavalry. Just get some sort of presence on board. But their presence is better than my presence. play a replicating ring. And pass. Getting a replicating ring early is great for in 8 turns, then we just get like infinite mana. They just foretell a card. And foretell another card. Well, that's not the land I would have preferred to draw. Do we take Agar? Or a land? Honestly, hitting my land drops isn't bad here, especially with a 7-drop in hand. I'll take the land. Play this naming green. Pass the turn. Yep, and now we can also activate Slumberbound too. Thank you, opponent, for pointing that out. I didn't realize that. They're gonna smack me for another 3. Rootless U. That is a disdainful stroke target and a half. I do not want to deal with that. Another green source. If we play Dwarven Hammer and create a token attack, they'll be at 15. Honestly, it could be fair to try and race this packmate. Especially with a Cinderheart Giant in hand. Yeah, let's race. Racers, start your engines! No one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition. Or the Giant Inquisition in this case. This doesn't even create a tap token, so we could technically just blow up a land and haste the token up. Axguard Cavalry is just so good in a race. Turgrid. That's... Hopefully they don't have Turgrid's Fright. And now we can't really crack Slumber Mound very easily. Speed. They trade there, sure thing. And we pass. Hopefully no Turgrid's Fright, or whatever it's called, the 5 mana foretell for 4. And then each player sacrifices 2 creatures. Let's pray not that. That card's barely playable anyway. I doubt it's that. Oh, they just pass. Well, we could try and go for lethal. They could have a removal spell, but that will also kill Turgrid. So I like trying to go for lethal here. Pay for this. Give it haste. Equip it with a hammer. And now we have 2 trample lethal threats. They feed the serpent. Okay, but then they also have to chump block Turgrid, so that's pretty good. They have Snakeskin to trade too. Not bad. Well, this kind of leaves us in not the greatest spot, considering they have a lot of cards now. They play an Infernal Pet, sure. And Glade Walker. Squash. We crack this. We can't equip it. blow up a forest. And no attacks. We can equip it with a hammer next turn, and that can be much more damage. Draugr, Necromancer. Struggle for Skemfar, sure. Although that's annoying. And now we're at 10, not great. Let's seize the spoils. Frostpire Arcanist, that's great to see. Although we can only grab Seize the Spoils, it's still a 2-5, which is pretty big blocker. Oh, the Necromancer is being a problem. We'll just squash that. Actually, we could probably go for lethal next turn. Equip our cavalry with a hammer or Frostpire Arcanist, and then squash whatever they block with. One thing is that they have a card Foretold, so I'm worried what it is. As long as his Arcanist lives, we have probably lethal next turn. Or if we draw a land, either of those work. We'll take it. Skull Raid. This is actually fine, because we still keep our lethal stuff. Waking the Trolls is nice, but I think I'm going to try and go for lethal here. They double block Arcanist, then we just win. Yeah, this is just pure lethal. Good game. Squash. Trample over for 5. Exactly. Good game. Whew. Well played. Well played. On to, I believe, the final boss. Let's see. Claim the prizes, and... oh, no, we still have 2 more games left, so on to round 8. Ooh, this hand feels really slow, especially with triple Behold. But we'll try it. For funsies. I mean, Behold can help us hit our land drops. Ooh, Invasion. That's not... why did we not pick up any invasions? We've seen a guy with 3 invasions. Why... he probably just took them all in our pod. That person was probably like on the opposite side of the pod, and then just took all the good stuff. Berg Strider. This feels bad just for the fact that we're gonna have to discard a card. Let's discard our Invader. Oh, no. This is not good. And one of our squashes are already on the bottom of the deck. And they just pass? I mean, I guess that's a thing you can do. This plays around Disdainful Stroke, and also counter magic in general. Graven Lore. Luckily no scries, so just draw 3. But that's still pretty bad for us. question, people who are still watching, would you rather have a draw 3 or a scry 2 draw 2? This poses an interesting question because you get an extra card guaranteed, but you also don't have the possibility to look at as much cards. So it's kind of interesting. Just we're gonna be blasted by this Quakebringer a lot, but yeah, drawing 3 is just pretty good. Like especially if you just want to get as many cards and finish the game. But Scry 2, just having that choice is really good too. But yeah, with Quakebringer and Graveyard and 2 Giants in play, I think this game is over. Yeah, good game. Well, I'll go out in style. Blow up my own land. Well, 5-3 record, still pretty good. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, everyone. It means a lot. And I hope to see you all next time. If you want me to draft this set one more time before it goes away, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you all next time. Have a great day.